Lagos Talks
91.3.
News.
German Independent National Electoral Commission INEC Professor Mahmoud Yakubu has called on the 229 accredited foreign and national groups deploying over 146,913 election observers for the 2023 general elections to remain apolitical and not to interfere with the electoral process. Speaking on Tuesday while briefing accredited election observers for the election in Abuja, Professor Yakubu reminded observers that there is a code of conduct for election observation, whilst adding that international observers must be guided by the fact that the election is conducted by Nigeria, whose sovereignty must be respected.
The implication is that accredited observers are guests of INEC. For the 2023 general election, beginning this weekend with the presidential and national assembly elections, the Commission has accredited 196 national and domestic groups that are collectively between 144,800 observers. Similarly, the Commission accredited 23 international organizations deploying 2,113 observers. This is the largest deployment of domestic and international observers in the history of elections in Nigeria. I wish to remind observers that there is a code of conduct for election observation. Do not interfere with the process.
And that was the INEC chairman, Professor Mahmoud Yakubu. Our correspondent Raliat Adeniko in Abuja reports that the Africa Regional Director of the International Foundation for Electoral System, Clara Cole, affirmed that IFE's mission is to advance good governance and democratic rights, while she also urged observers to adhere to the guidelines as provided by the INEC. In the meantime, the INEC chairman has also pre-certed Code of Conduct and Rules of Engagement for security personnel on duty to the Interagency Consultative Committee on Election Security, jointly signed by the National Security Advisor Co-Chair ICEES, retired Major General Babagana Monguno, Inspector General of Police Alkali Baba, and INEC Chairman. Professor Yakubu, who expressed satisfaction with the assurance received so far from the Nigeria Police Force and other security agencies, said the Code of Conduct is essential to the development, deepening and consolidation of democracy and government. In his remarks, National Security Advisor Babagana Monguno, represented by Sanusi Galadima, noted there had been rising protests as some Nigerians were exploiting the current situation in the country, assuring Nigerians of free, fair and credible elections. Ahead of the general election, the African Union Development Agency NEPAD has warned that the tension-induced element which has pervaded the environment prior to the elections still persists and waxing stronger, which could be a cause for great concern. The chief executive of the African Union Development Agency NEPAD, Princess Gloria Akobundu, who made this known yesterday, said if concerns are left unchecked and unmanaged, it may result in fraud, vote buying, and other varieties of election manipulation.
If left unchecked and unmanaged with seriousness, could be a cause for great concern. Election violence induces fear of physical injury and actual loss of lives and properties, resulting in psychological effects.
On a National Industrial Court on Tuesday, adjourned the federal government suit against the Academic Staff Union of Universities ASU until the 28th of March for ruling. The claimants, the federal government and the Minister of Education, had dragged the ASU before the court in August last year over the then strike for interpretation and application of some Trade Dispute Act. The matter before the President of the Court, Justice Benedict Kanyep, had came up on Tuesday for hearing of the defendant's preliminary objection. However, When the matter was called, the defense counsel, Femi Falana, informed the court that his process on reply on point of law could not be filed on Monday as at a court's registry owing to internet issues. He therefore sought for the leave of court for a short adjournment. The judge, in response, stepped down the matter until 1 p.m. to enable the counsel properly file his process and serve on the claimant's counsel. The APC presidential candidate Bola Ahmed Tinubu has assured Nigerians that there's renewed hope in 2023 as he attended the mega rally in Lagos alongside his vice Kashim Shettima. Ahmed Bola Tinubu had yesterday thanked President Muhammadu Buhari, who also attended the rally, for his efforts at tackling insecurity amongst other challenges, while he also promised to work hard for Nigerians with a renewed hope of a greater Nigeria as they cast their votes for him come Saturday this week.
For anybody to succeed you, he or she must work hard, must follow the law, that in the election must be very transparent, and that your party will be a shining example.
Also, the Lagos State Governor, Babajide Sanwo-Olu, who thanked the president for attending the rally and Lagosians for believing in the progressives, said Lagos will continue to be a center of excellence, whilst urging them to cast their votes for the APC presidential candidate on Saturday. 3 northern states of Kaduna, Zamfara and Kogi have filed a contempt proceeding against the Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, and the CBN Governor, Godwin Emefiele, over alleged failure to comply with an ex parte order of the Supreme Court, restraining the Apex Bank from implementing its February 10th deadline for the use of the old 200, 500 and 1,000 naira notes. In the contempt of court proceedings filed before the Supreme Court, the 3 state governments had cautioned the AGF and the CBN governor about the consequences of their continued failure to comply with an ex parte order granted by the Apex Court on the 3rd of February. The new litigation forms part of the applications now awaiting the Supreme Court consideration when proceedings resume today, Wednesday, February 22nd. The Joint Admissions and Matriculations Board, JAMB, have suspended the 2023 direct entry registration, which began on Monday the 20th of February till further notice. Its spokesman, Dr. Fabian Benjamin, in Abuja said the suspension was to enable the deployment of certain measures designed to serve prospective candidates better. He said a new date and fresh registration procedures will be announced in due course, which will include the upload of JAMB admission letters in the case of OND and NCE admission. It will entail the upload of letter issued by universities in the case of university diploma and admission letter issued by A-level examination bodies, according to the JAMB spokesman. The Nigerian Railway Corporation, the NRC, have announced in Lagos that their rail services will be suspended from Saturday, February 25 till Monday, the 27th of February. The NRC's spokesman, Mahmoud Yakubu, said the suspension was to enable Nigerians exercise their franchise at the presidential and National Assembly elections of February 25. Train services to be put on hold are Abuja, Kaduna, Warri to Itakpe, Lagos, Ibadan, and Ido, Lagos, Ijoko Interstate Mass Transit Service. The NRC's spokesman, Mahmoud Yakubu, stated that normal train services will resume from Tuesday, February 28. Kenya's parliament has ordered an inquiry into allegations of sexual abuse on tea plantations, according to a BBC report. The BBC found more than 70 women had been abused by their managers at plantations operated by 2 British companies, Unilever and James Finlay. Deputy Speaker Gladys Sholay had ordered a committee of MPs to complete an investigation into the allegations within 2 weeks. In a BBC investigation, one woman said she had been infected with HIV by her supervisor after being pressured into having sexual relations with him. The companies say they have suspended the 3 managers in question and are shocked by the allegations. President Joe Biden of the US has been given a speech in Poland after Russia's President Vladimir Putin raged against the West in an address earlier. Biden says Kyiv stands strong, tall, proud and free despite Russia invading Ukraine a year ago on Friday. Earlier yesterday, Vladimir Putin had spoken at length about Russia's war against Ukraine in a State of the Nation address, blaming the West for provoking the war and escalating it, as well as adding that the US and its allies sought limitless power. Debt Management Office, the DMO, says the federal government of Nigeria's savings bond has received a total subscription of 45.135 billion naira between its inception in 2017 and 2022. The Director General of the DMO, Patience Oniha, on Tuesday in Lagos at the unveiling and demonstration of Security Subscription Portal at a stakeholders meeting said that the FGN Savings Bond, which was specifically designed to encourage retail investors, had done well across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country going by the numbers. According to her, the FGN Savings Bond is a product which the DMO introduced in March 2017 to enable retail investors participate in the FGN securities market and promote financial inclusion. Nigeria Premier League governing body, the Interim Management Committee, also known as the IMC, has fined an official of Shooting Stars Football Club $500,000 for urinating at the center of the pitch during a league game. A Shooting Stars camp commandant, Awal Mohammed, was pictured carrying out the act during their home game with Aqua United last Sunday at the Liverpool Salami Stadium in Ibadan. The Football League IMC has consequently fined the club and suspended the official for what they described as a despicable act. The Warriors were also cautioned and warned to take appropriate steps to ensure there will not be a repeat of the act in future. Liverpool will look to their Champions League history as they try to overturn a brutal 5-2 demolition by Real Madrid last night. All looked on course when Darwin Núñez and Mohamed Salah put Liverpool 2-0 up inside 14 minutes. Liverpool then conceded 5 goals with the equalizer in the first half. If Liverpool pull this one off in the return leg, then it can rank alongside any comeback they have achieved in Europe. In the other game last night, Victor Osimhen scored his 20th goal of the season as Napoli beat 10-man entrant Frankfurt 2-0 in the first leg of their Champions League last 16 tie. The victory gives Napoli a big advantage for the return leg in Italy on Wednesday, 15th of March. Round of 16 action continues tonight as Inter Milan hosts FC Porto and RB Leipzig welcome Manchester City. And as I will sum up the news this morning,